9 News at 6 begins now.
Serving Virginia, Maryland, and the District. This is WUSA 9 News at 6 p.m.
In search of higher ground, as many as 500,000 people ordered to leave as Hurricane Charlie closes in on Florida. The Washington area battens down for a battering of its own, especially one area that's prone to flooding. And it's been a wet summer on the beach, so how's business down there? Good evening, I'm Gordon Peterson. Well, Florida's getting ready for a 1-2 tropical punch. Hurricane Charlie and Tropical Storm Bonnie are bearing down on the Sunshine State tonight, with Bonnie breaking up in the Panhandle, and Charlie is headed for the West Coast and the Keys. This area is getting ready for storms, too. One big concern is flooding around here. In Alexandria, city workers have been dropping off sandbags in Old Town. Last year, Hurricane Isabel flooded several businesses, and floodwaters reached their highest level in 70 years. Now, with two storms coming back to back, Alexandria officials aren't taking any chances. They're placing the sandbags in low-lying areas, and they are providing sand to people who want to make their own sandbags to protect homes and businesses. Anne Arundel County is also bracing for flooding. Officials activated the reverse 911 system this morning to allow residents in low-lying areas to know about the potential for floods, and they want everyone to check their emergency preparedness plans. Bonnie and Charlie already are affecting rail service up and down the East Coast. Amtrak canceled today's run of the Silver Star and the Silver Meteor. They normally operate every day between New York and Florida. Other Amtrak service could be affected as well, so if you're traveling by train, make sure you call ahead to confirm your train. Metro hopes to stay ahead of any trouble. Crews will stockpile sandbags at rail yards to be used where necessary, and they are checking their supply of generators and portable pumps. They plan to keep an eye out for flooded streets and make sure drains are clear at all subway stops. Tony Pan joining us now with a look at what we can expect overnight. Tony, what do you say?
Well, Gordo, what's left of Bonnie's already coming up the East Coast now. Not a tropical system anymore, but plenty of tropical rain. And I think that's all we're going to get from this initial batch of it tonight and during the day tomorrow is just heavy rain. With what's left of Charlie, when that comes through over the weekend, Saturday night and Sunday morning, then we could see more tropical type stuff, including tornadoes and wind damage. Stuff similar to what happened with Isabel, but tonight it's just basically heavy rain. Let's start by taking a look at live Doppler 9000. We have it zoomed in on the metro area. A lot of heavy rain across the Beltway right now and in the city, moving from the south to the north. So if you have travel plans around town within the next 2 or 3 hours, it's going to be a real slow go, that's for sure. We expand our view a little bit. You can see nothing happening over on the eastern shore. Most of the rain in a corridor from Fredericksburg to Washington up to Baltimore. And there's more where that came from. So once again, overnight tonight, I don't expect a whole lot in the way of severe weather, but there certainly is going to be a bunch of heavy rain. Let's switch it over and take a look at some of the possible effects here that we could see with Bonnie and Charlie. Most of these things that I'm going to show you are going to happen when Charlie comes through Saturday night and Sunday morning. There's certainly a possibility of heavy rain. Wind damage is possible because when Charlie comes through over the weekend, it will still be a tropical storm. And when tropical storms come through here, we have the possibility of tornadoes. So that's something to talk about over the weekend as well. Power outages, flash flooding, all of that stuff possible as we head into the upcoming weekend. Once again, tonight, it would be just the top part of that list, the heavy rain. Saturday night and Sunday, the rest of it is possible. We'll talk a great deal about that and what to expect down in Florida as Charlie gets close to them in just a few minutes. Gordo?
We'll get back to you soon, Tony. Stay with 9 News for continuing coverage of the effects of these storms. And you can track tonight's storms right on our website, WUSATV9.com. Of course, we'll have the latest tonight at 11. Investigators say a gas leak may have triggered a fire that damaged a house in Seat Pleasant. Fire broke out in an empty house, a house for sale, along the 6600 block of Drylog Street. Neighbors say they heard an explosion about 5:30 this morning. Investigators believe the fire started in or near the kitchen. Nobody was hurt. Damage is estimated, though, at $130,000. A man is dead after a police officer shoots the suspect while on routine patrol. Eyewitnesses say the man threatened the policewoman with a box cutter, but some residents want to know if deadly force was necessary in this case. This was in Silver Spring, the 11,400 block of Lockwood Drive, just before noon. Phyllis Armstrong has the details.
A man standing near a window at White Oak Park Apartments attracts the attention of a police officer on patrol.
As she told him to drop the knife, he took steps toward her. She took steps back.
Mario Milton says he witnessed what happened after Officer Candace Marchone tried to talk to the man.
She just told him, lay down, lay down. Wouldn't lay down, so she fired one shot.
Did it look like he was threatening her with the knife?
Yeah, he was.
Police Police say the officer was on routine patrol through the White Oak Park apartments when she noticed the suspect by a window and something suspicious.
Something, in any event, initiated her deciding to talk to this man. For unknown reasons, he produced this knife and advanced on her. The knife that he had was a box cutter style knife.
Police say the suspect was close enough to attack the officer with the box cutter before she fired one shot to the chest area.
A year ago tomorrow, we had a police officer, for no good reason, shot in the neck and paralyzed for the rest of his life. This officer was trying to get away from a man who, for no reason, was threatening her life with a knife.
She was very emotional, crying after she shot him.
The man's family is not commenting. Some residents question whether the policewoman had to use deadly force, but others who saw it say she had no choice. The officer is a 6-year veteran of the department. Phyllis Armstrong, 9 News.
Montgomery County Police are waiting for relatives to identify the man before releasing his name. Authorities tell us more calls came in from the area Officer Mark Turner was patrolling than any other neighborhood in the 3rd Police District. She is on administrative leave with pay, which is a standard procedure when officers fire their weapons. Fire crews are allowing hundreds of people living near a gas station in Silver Spring to return home following a gas leak. We're told that a line ruptured on a propane tank at the Exxon station along the 700 block of University Boulevard. As a precaution, authorities evacuated nearby apartments, then they shut off the gas lines. Nobody was hurt. Fairfax County officials say Virginia's tough new drunk driving laws could be a financial burden. They say under the new laws, an extra 100 prisoners could occupy the county jail on any given night, and of course it takes money to house, feed, and guard them. County leaders are calling on the state to pitch in more reimbursement money. Bullies in our schools, nothing new. However, problems associated with bullying in these days of easy access to guns and gangs are becoming all too familiar. Just yesterday, a 13-year-old pleaded guilty to bringing 3 guns to Bull Run Middle School. It was an aborted attempt to exact revenge on kids who had bullied him. Gary Reels reports a new program designed to identify bullies and their victims is being launched this school year in Fairfax County.
With boxes stacked up in the hallways, Oakview Elementary is busy preparing for the new school year. When 700 students invade Ms. Debbie Lane's domain, among them will be approximately 50 bullies.
That's our big message this year, that it's not going to be happening here.
This second-year principal is launching the Oveus program at Oakview, a new model designed to address the old problem of bullying.
Columbine, all of these different incidences are all tied to bullying. I'm just hoping that we can protect a lot of children, and that's my main goal.
Actually, most bullying doesn't take place here in the classroom. It happens in the hallways, on the playgrounds, and on school buses.
What do you do when you're witnessing these activities on your bus or at a bus stop or in the cafeteria?
The fact is, those who are best positioned to witness bullying is other kids who often support the bully, sometimes even doing his or her dirty work. Therefore, a major component of the Oveus program is to teach youngsters to recognize it, not to support it, and not to ignore it.
So we're trying to teach children what happens when you see this? What happens when you're put in a position where you're the victim? How are you going to handle this?
Out at Bull Run Middle School that was locked down last June when a 12-year-old bullying victim threatened to shoot staff and students, Principal Bill Bixby says he expects to have his students' full-time attention to the problem of bullying this school year. I'm Gary Reels, 9 News.
In addition to Oakview Elementary, the Oveus program will begin at 6 other schools that feed into Robinson High School in Fairfax. Popular cruise line says bon voyage to the Washington-Baltimore area. We'll tell you about that when we come back. Also ahead, thousands of married couples are told their nuptials are void. And this story.
You're headed to the beach. I'm Emily Schmidt, live on the Eastern Shore. This may not be the weekend you want to send out those wish you were here postcards. Coming up, find out what happens when the weather rains on summer vacation plans.
The school year will soon be upon us, but it's not here yet. Before summer ends, make sure you get in a day of fun at Six Flags America. And now's a great time to go with our Still Time for Playtime offer. Save up to 50% on admission with coupons from Safeway. Before you get on this bus, get on this bus. So get to Safeway today. Six Flags America. It's playtime.
Yes, tonight, a bizarre crime scene. Two-legged roadkill leads CSI to a new breed of party animals.
This is fascinating. This is weirding me out.
Emmy nominee for Best Drama Series, CSI. Then, can Agent Jack Malone save his own father?
You have Alzheimer's. Get out of here. Get out of here!
Martin Landau guest stars. Don't miss Anthony LaPaglia, Emmy nominee for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series. Without a Trace after CSI, CBS Tonight.
With this ring, I'd be wet.
Null and void. The California Supreme Court today voided nearly 4,000 same-sex marriages that had been performed in San Francisco this spring. The court says the city's mayor exceeded his authority by allowing those marriages.
Shamefully, I engaged in an adult consensual affair with another man, which violates my bonds of matrimony.
As he stood next to his wife, New Jersey Governor James McGreevey, a Democrat, today announced that he is gay and that he had an affair with a man. The father of two says he will resign effective in November because his sexual orientation and the affair have left the governor's office vulnerable, he says. Radical cleric Muqtada al-Sadr had some unwanted house guests today, American troops. The troops didn't meet any resistance as they stormed al-Sadr's home in Najaf. He was not home. There's no word tonight on where he might be either. For vacationers who like to take a cruise ship out of Baltimore, some good news and some bad news. Carnival Cruise Line says it will not be sailing out of Baltimore next year, despite solid business. It's moving the cruise ship Miracle to Tampa, Florida. Norwegian Cruise Lines also plans to pull operations out of Baltimore next year, but Royal Caribbean plans to add more vacation cruises. Been a wet summer here in this area, and that can take its toll on any town that banks on sunshine. Emily Schmidt headed to the Eastern Shore today to see how Ocean City's getting along this summer. Emily?
Gordon, you know what this Bay Bridge looks like most weekends. It is usually backed up for miles, packed with people who are headed for the beach. In fact, just last weekend, 300,000 people crossed the bridge to Ocean City. It was a sellout crowd. Tomorrow, though, things could look quite a bit different. The road to relaxation may require a pretty good pair of windshield wipers.
Bus one, you win one, guys.
For every day of the summer, Steve Ford's success means getting the most boardwalk bang for each buck.
You want to throw those big balloons up there.
But out here, the sales pitch is purely seasonal.
You got 100 days to make your money, and that's it.
Dependent upon clear skies for bright outlooks.
As long as it's sunny and there's people there, I'm happy.
David Nassif says on a good day, he sells 1,000 pairs of sunglasses. Rain cuts his business by 60%.
Try to hold back the rain and keep it sunny, and people like me are very happy.
We didn't check the forecast at all. We just got lucky.
Barbara Henry's family members had fortune and forecasts on their side for the week-long vacation, and this year they are in good company.
Picture perfect. Cannot ask for a better weather, really.
Ocean City says less rain at better times than last summer has really heated up the economy. May and June food revenues are up $12,000 from 2003. Room taxes have rung up an extra $500,000, though rooms will free up if the rain falls this weekend.
Right now, where the weather's up in the air, especially for the weekend, I'm getting calls, every other call is, what's the weather going to be like this weekend? People want to know, and if they want to cancel or not.
Rain or shine, we're here.
Some tourists vow to dig in.
About 5 feet deep.
And stick out the weather regardless. A day at the beach, better than nothing. There can be a good side to all of this bad weather. Of course, when the beachfront business goes down, if there's rain, restaurants and shoppings tend to report higher revenue because people have no place to go but inside. Of course, though, most of the people that you talk with, Gordon, say they would rather have no clouds in which to find a silver lining when that's their week of vacation out on the beach. Reporting live on the Eastern Shore, I'm Emily Schmidt. Back to you.
But Emily, I gather when the weather's good, the business is pretty good, so the economy hasn't impacted the tourist trade that much.
It's a lot better. Remember, the weather last year was so rainy. 2003, not a real great year for the people out in Ocean City. They've seen all of their revenue going up, and they say even if it's a bad weekend this weekend, they probably have about 6 more weekends of prime tourism to try to make sure their revenues stay better than last year.
Emily Schmidt, thanks a lot. Here's Tony Penn. How about that? Are they going to get some decent weather down there?
It seems odd to say this, but I think the weather will be better at the beach over the weekend than it will be here. I think the center of whatever's left of Charlie when it comes through, while it still will be a tropical storm, will come closer to the city than it will to Ocean City. So while it's not going to be fantastic, it won't be, you know, evacuate the beach kind of weather.
It's good news for people who are taking the kids down there.
That's
Thank
right.
you very much.
Yes, so I don't think it'll be an entire washout down there at the beach. However, tonight around the city, it almost is an entire washout. If you have travel plans around the Beltway tonight, take a look at Live Doppler 9000. This is the leading edge of the tropical moisture from Bonnie. Bonnie's pretty much dissipated now as a tropical system, but all the rain's heading northbound. So if you're going to be around driving around the Beltway within the next 2 or 3 hours, there is a lot of standing water out there. This rain moving south to north. And as a matter of fact, I think our control room just said we have a shot of the Beltway to show you. I'm sure it's not looking very nice. You could probably walk faster than that. Yeah, I think you could. If you had an umbrella, you'd probably get to where you're going a little bit faster if you were walking. So that's what you're going to be driving through over the next 2 or 3 hours. Let's switch it over, take a different view on the radar. We showed you the live shot there from the eastern shore. There's not a whole lot happening at the present time. Most of the rain is up and down the I-95 corridor from Baltimore through D.C. and back down towards Richmond. They're getting some severe weather down in the southern part of Virginia. I don't think we're going to have a big problem with severe weather tonight around here as far as tornadoes and that kind of stuff, but certainly this slug of tropical moisture coming through will produce anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain, so a flood watch is in effect for tonight and into tomorrow morning. Then after that, over the weekend, we have to deal with what's left of Charlie, and that could be a bigger problem for us, I think. This is the latest satellite imagery of Charlie, a beautiful hurricane to look at on the satellite for sure. Great outflow, nice banding. The center of the storm is going to be coming across the western part of Cuba overnight tonight, and then it's going to start heading towards Florida. And this time, this one will hit the western shore over by Tampa Bay, it looks like. This is the 5 o'clock advisory from the Hurricane Center. 105 mile per hour sustained winds at the present time, moving to the north-northwest at 18. As I mentioned, it'll cross over Cuba tonight and head right up towards Tampa Bay. And you see this number 3 right here? The Hurricane Center thinks it'll be a Category 3 hurricane by that time. And that means sustained winds between 110 and 130 miles per hour. A storm surge maybe 10, 15, 20 feet in Tampa Bay. So that is going to be a huge problem for down there if that track holds exactly like that. Now we're going to take the track up towards us. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, it'll be a tropical storm coming through the Carolinas. It will probably still be a tropical storm when it comes through here Saturday night, which means we could see wind gusts over 30 miles per hour, 40, 50 miles per hour at times, severe weather. When we get leftovers from tropical systems, we very often get tornadoes. So that's something we're going to think about for Saturday night. Tonight, just basically some heavy rain with the leftovers from Bonnie, a flood watch in effect, low temperatures down around 70 degrees. During the day tomorrow, showers or thunderstorms likely. Most of this will be in the morning. I think it'll clear up as we head into the afternoon. So if you have outdoor plans tomorrow, try to do it in the evening. 7-day forecast. The clouds will thicken up again on Saturday. It should be dry to start the day on Saturday. Saturday night and Sunday morning, it's going to be kind of rough. Showers, thunderstorms, wind gusts, 40, 50 miles per hour, maybe some severe weather if that track holds. So we'll keep you updated if what's left of Charlie comes through here. I'm not going to say it's going to be like Isabel. It will not be that bad, but a little piece of that.
So Saturday morning's best for cutting the lawn and all that?
Oh, yeah, and for playing golf and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Not good for you Saturday night.
Thanks a lot. The Redskins practiced behind closed doors today, and Joe Gibbs loved it. Tiger Woods played in the first round of the PGA Championship today and didn't like it at all. Sports is next.
Coming up on USA Tonight.
This is Stacey Cohan along the Potomac, where damage from Isabel is still evident. Some worry this water won't survive another bad hurricane season.
Plus, from Columbus to today's hurricane hunters, forecasters have made great strides in eyeing the storm. A look back at what we've learned. Special coverage of the tropical twosome at 7 on USA Tonight.
I'm thinking of buying a car this weekend, but I'm a little worried about the whole process. The car dealers seem nice and everything, but I just have this feeling that something's gonna go wrong.
Brown's Car Stores. Buy happy.
Star Power.
Do you want a dial-up service that lets you make phone calls while you're online?
B92.
Get online faster. Nationwide access.
Star Power.
Download up to 5 times faster than 56K dial-up.
Star Power. Dial-up accelerator.
All with free pop-up stopper, free 24/7 customer service, and as low as $11.95 per month. Get Star Power dial-up internet. Call 1-877-STAR-POWER today.
Some restrictions may apply. Call 1-877-STAR-POWER or visit starpower.net.
The Olympic flame is nearing its final destination tonight. Today, the flame traveled through the Athens suburbs on its way to the main Olympic Stadium complex, where it will stay throughout the Olympic Games. Former University of Virginia basketball player will carry the U.S. flag during tomorrow's ceremony. U.S. Olympic team captains chose Dawn Staley, partly for her work with inner-city children in Philadelphia. Ms. Staley is the head women's basketball coach at Temple University and a two-time Olympic and World Championship gold medalist.
Good for her. That's great.
There you go.
That's great.
Anybody watch practice today?
Nobody. No. Closed practice.
That's it.
Secret. Okay. Joe Gibbs knows what's going on. The rest of us are in the dark. But in spite of the closed practices, some guys step into the limelight anyway. Like Fred Smoot, who was asked if he's the most talkative guy on the defense, then the defensive tackle Cornelius Griffin must be the most shy.
Ain't that quiet now. He might be quiet around the media, but he's not that quiet. He one of those real aggressive players. If you catch him on the field and just get a good look at him, oh, he out there talking, believe me. Kind of mean, but he out there talking, but you need that on the D-line.
Have you gotten to know him at all?
Oh, yeah, real good. You know, yeah, Alabama guy. Alabama, Mississippi, we back to back.
Your thoughts on seeing Stephen Davis coming back here playing on Saturday?
It's always a pleasure to play against Steve. You know, he's going to be amped up to play against the preseason, regular season. It really don't matter, but this year I got a surprise for Steve.
Are you just going to say, here's Sean Taylor?
Hi, Steve. Me, Sean Taylor.
Tell me the truth now. Is there anything more fun during the football season than a quarterback controversy?
Absolutely not.
It was a Joe Gibbs tradition. And since he's back, so's the tradition. And to make it even better, why not 3 quarterbacks? Welcome the newest contender for the prize. He wears number 4, and his name is Tim Hasselbeck. You've only played 1 preseason game, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. If the quarterbacks keep playing the same way they are, this Hasselbeck kid, has Joe Gibbs got the guts to start him?
Joe Gibbs is cold-blooded and has the guts to do anything, you know what I mean? And if this kid ends up playing like he is, Joe say, quarterback controversy over. Hasselbeck, you're starting. It's a 3-way controversy now, not a 2-way, it's a 3-way. I'll tell you, all 3 guys are competing. The Hasselbeck, there's something about him, Frank. When he gets in there, the little frail guy, you know what I mean? He just, boom, touchdown. So he has the charisma. I think he comes from a great family background. His daddy was a pretty good football player in his day, and he got a pretty good brother out in Seattle. Yeah. Throw the ball, too. But I think Ramsey's going to start this week. We're looking for some improvement.
PGA Championship began today, the last major of the year, a tournament that a lot of players hope will vault them into the Ryder Cup team. So you ask, how's Tiger doing? Tiger's not doing well. Distracted by a camera on one hole, then he got a 7 on this one. Shot a 75. He's tied for 121st place. Justin Leonard made a move and got into contention with birdie putts like this one. He's 6 under par, and he's tied with Ernie Els for 2nd place. Phil Mickelson went out and birdied the first 3 holes of his round. Look at this shot from a fairway bunker. He's 2 under par, but he is still out on the course finishing up. Our leader, Northern Ireland's Darren Clark, he shot 7 under par 65, leads by 1, but he'll be the first to tell you the weather gods were kind in Wisconsin. It won't last there either. Orioles highlights tonight for you at 11 o'clock.
I like Joe Bugle's definition of a quarterback with a tender touch. Woo, boom, woo, boom.
Sound effects and everything.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another look at the forecast tonight. Heavy rain possible, flood watch in effect. That will last into tomorrow morning. And then it should clear up in the afternoon tomorrow, I think a little bit at least. The rain will come back Saturday night and Sunday with what's left of Charlie. We will discuss all of that in great detail at 7 and 11 o'clock.
Harvest your mushrooms this weekend. That's at 9 News at 6. CBS Evening News is next. USA Tonight at 7. We'll be back here at 11. Thanks.
Good night.
On Entertainment Tonight, Mike Wallace, his side of the story.
Found myself being cuffed.
What you haven't heard about the incident.
They were nasty, aggressive.
Mike Wallace, the E.T. interview.
He said, get back in the car.
Plus, Arnold and Maria, the unauthorized tell-all movie, and Maria's message to the actress playing her.
It made me very, very nervous.
And Laverne and Shirley's return to Hollywood. All next, E.T.
Tonight at 7:30 on WUSA 9.
Only Lowe's has Edge Precision Tile Flooring. For the first time ever, real tile flooring is so easy to install, you can do it in a day. No mixing, no mess. From fine porcelain to exquisite granite, even Italian marble. And Lowe's promises low prices every day, guaranteed, on all your ideas.
I can't believe you did this in a day.
Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Use your Lowe's card and pay nothing for 6 months on flooring purchases of $299 or more.
Now you can visit Europe without going to Europe. Book a 2-day, 2-park Busch Gardens vacation and get the excitement of Europe at Busch Gardens and the fun of a world-class water park at Water Country USA. Plus, enjoy the best Colonial Williamsburg has to offer. Call or log on today.